I don't want, but here we are. It's the marketing show. It's San Federico. Yay! Here we go. I got the. Let me share my screen. Um, yeah. So, do we have particular things on our mind? Are there particular things on your mind, Federico, that you wanted to cover in this meeting?
So I kind of have a block of my not having access to the social email
Right.
address. That's kind of ends up being a block for other things.
Yeah, totally. We
Uh,
can. Yeah.
but other than that, not really. I mean, so one of the blocks ends up being the newsletter, but we might want to talk about that.
Mhm. Indeed. Yeah. So let's put that in as well. So there some things on my mind. Oh yeah. So I had some ideas. There was one is about we have some open sponsored positions or sponsored premiums, which I feel like we should advertise. Other stuff will probably come to me as we go through. Let's do this. Oh, I guess that we've also got, what have we got there? We've got the Met Plus thing is going on. I just meant to mention that. So we've got like our previous action items, which we will run through. So Lara's not here, so we won't fixate on hers. So yeah, I haven't done anything more to the sponsorship layout and description. I was just thinking about the Stand Uply logo. Do they not want the word Stand Uply on their logo?
Well, I talked to them about that, and they said, "No, that's fine."
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, and I mean, I sort of did kind of encourage them because they do have a logo that says "Stand Up Lee" with that little sort of comment thing on it.
Yeah,
But
it's
I guess we could talk about it in the website one meeting. They did ask, like at the very bottom, to change it to "Stand Up Bot" instead of "Stand Up Lee."
Oh, okay.
It's a
Right.
real simple. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. But I guess we've got so little spare thing. We'll focus on that first. Uh, the excuse me.
It looks like we got Nicholas here.
Oh, Nick is hey Nicola, how you doing? Hello. Hello. Do you know Federico? Nick, Federico. Do you guys know each other?
No.
Nope.
Ah,
Hi, Nick.
so Nicola's been doing loads of great stuff on local support for us recently, and Federico is like a Uber Agile Ventures member who runs the Phoenix One project and just does like huge loads of other things too numerous to mention, but it's sort of
Okay.
And I worry about him burning out. That's my big fear with Federico because he does so much for us. But yeah, welcome to the marketing meeting.
Yep.
We're working through. We have like a little doc. It's just
Okay.
Federico and myself today. We've got a few marketing related items to chat about. Did you have anything that you wanted to bring up to the agenda, Nick, or you're just listening in?
No, I'm just listening. I didn't even know about what is gonna be the
Yeah,
call.
that's great. Well, that's why we do it open, so anybody can join in and hear what we're talking about. So we were just talking about that. Sticker merchandising is stuff. I guess, can I have things that like go on a back burner? I don't know if that's even a sensible thing, but I don't know that we necessarily need any like to highlight those each week. Maybe we should switch back to using a Trello board. Federico, yeah. So yeah, you recommended me for this podcast, Greater Than Code.
Greater Than Code, nothing yet. I almost joined them on
Slack.
Tuesday, yeah. But then I was gonna donate like once, but then they're asking for like monthly donations,
repeating things, yeah.
And yeah, I did not.
Okay, but so yeah, I mean, I guess once you send that recommendation, we can close that one out.
Yeah. I just wanted to show the sticker Praveen posted. His sticker.
Posted a sticker?
Can you see that?
What am I? You're showing me something on the screen. Oh, that's. Oh, Praveen, indeed. Yes, I saw that. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's out there.
Yeah, I mean, we've had tweets from. I think it's about 4 or 5 people who received stickers have tweeted.
Yeah, I think
that was really nice to see. Yeah. It would certainly be lovely to do. I've got more stickers. I've got a framework for sending them out. It would be, yeah. Well, I'll sort of wait for someone to prod. I know Rose will want like another 25 for her next class. So, and she said she's going to pay for the big, when we send her a big lot. So when she prods me for them probably early next year, I will try and move forward on kind of automating more of the sticker sending out.
Do you use Redbubble?
Say again?
Do you use Redbubble?
Redbubble? No, I don't know Redbubble. We used, I've forgotten their name to generate the stickers. I think we used Sticker App to. I think the one that we used was Sticker App. Yeah, that's the one we used. Redbubble.
Okay. Yep.
Oh, cool. But you've used Redbubble before, have you?
Yep.
Cool.
The only thing that you need to do is to put some pictures there about what you wanna.
Oh yeah.
Advertise, and you can sell it. I mean.
And so they provide like a selling framework as well. Like.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I've been putting some images, and I only sell. I don't know the path of the word, but I only sell one.
I sold one. Yeah, right.
Yeah, but that's pretty cool. I mean,
oh, okay. Yeah, no, because Sticker App, I think, is just we can sort of design the sticker kind of online, and then they get sent to my house. But so with this one, we can put some stuff in, and then they also provide like a shop where people can. It's an
yes. It will be like your shop, and you will be able to choose in which products do you want to put your image. So after that, you can, I don't know, if you have your own store, you can grab that item, and that item will be placed in your store with a digital link.
Right, and I guess they cover the payment and the delivery, and they could take a percentage, and then the rest of the money comes to you.
Yep.
Yeah, that would be an interesting. That would be a far more sensible way to trial doing something like that. Rather than building it ourselves, and then if it became, a money spinner, not that it's ever likely to, but then at that point we're saying like, oh, these guys are taking 20%. We could, and then bring it in. Yeah. Oh, cool. Well, thanks for the. So this is, I'll put a note there. This is includes, I guess, shop and shipping, kind of interesting. Great.
Society 6 and Sassel.
Say again.
I wrote down 2 other sites that.
Okay.
So if you want to check it.
Oh, cool. Yeah. And Zazzle. Okay, so these are all. And I got the sense that they were also. This is like they.
Yep.
This is sort of like there's a whole load of artists who are kind of ready to kind of like do stuff for you. And they get cool. Well, definitely some things to look at. Yeah. All right. Thank you.
Welcome.
Excellent suggestions. This is we used this one. Okay, so going on. Well, Federico, you had a massive weekend, and you got out 2 more episodes of the podcast.
Yes, sort of. One was already mixed. One was already ready, episode 3. And then I finished up episode 4. Right, completely last Sunday, right? Yeah, I started it the Sunday before and finished it up last Sunday. And so, yeah, so when I uploaded episode 4. I also uploaded episode 3 to SoundCloud.
Mm-hmm.
What's our item right there? It's actually okay. Just the deadline. Okay. Yeah,
so
we can.
I mean, the item I hear is the sort of resetting deadline, which I think it was then pushed back a week, and then actually you've completed the next one as well. So we could like renegotiate the deadline going forward. Fantastic work getting that out. I see we've got you've got all of the logo stuff that you need from Lara now.
Right. Yeah, so Laura's done a nice job of that. Here's our logo on there. The thing about this was for okay, so a couple of things. On SoundCloud, with these 4 episodes, we're now up to our limit. So we'll have to sort of look into, I had looked into it like about a month ago. Sort of alternatives. So there's that, but that's not really too urgent quite now. Okay. But the big thing was that in order to get, in order for it to say Agile Book Club, like it says right there, we're going to need to create a new SoundCloud account. And rename it Agile Book Club instead of Agile Ventures. So we already talked about this a little bit. And I was going to do that with that social Agile Ventures email address, because I've already used like mine and another private one.
Sure.
And I just thought it'd be better.
Yeah.
Especially because it's also associated with the iTunes account. So right. I guess that's all to say about that. Yeah.
Cool. The logo was also a requirement for iTunes. Is there something blocking us getting the podcast onto iTunes?
No. Well, just getting that extra SoundCloud set up again.
Okay. You right. So in order to have it on iTunes, you want the SoundCloud name here to change to Book Club. Is that
right? Because right now it says Agile Ventures.
Right. And is that a requirement on the part of iTunes, or is it just a kind of tidy up that you want to do?
No, it's sort of a requirement, because there's no way it will go by this name, by whatever your name is right here for your account. So with that new account, we're going to call it Agile Book Club, and then it'll go by that.
Okay.
Because otherwise, it'll be sort of hard to distinguish. Like if you're searching for it, like if you go to iTunes and search, you won't be able to find it.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. Yes. And you were saying that I mean, this, like for episode 4, it took you like 12 hours was like the time investment to get this released, right?
Episode 4 took 11 hours. Episode 3 took 9.
Yeah. And so
yeah, go ahead.
It still feels like I mean, I think it's amazing to see like 4 of them out and you get into a routine of doing it. It still seems like an extraordinary investment of time on your part to do it. Do you from the discussions we've had before, it feels like it's kind of that's just a cross we have to bear. Is there? There's no. It's going to be like between 9 and 11, and it's not something that's going to massively decrease unless I and others work out how to speak, in perfect, unpaused, no umming and ahhing, right?
Well, okay, so there's that, and something with the software plus the microphones. So if we can fix all those 3, yeah, and I don't see that happening.
Well, and we can maybe
we could try, but
we can take. Well, I mean, sensibly, we would take steps. I mean, at the moment, we're not recording any more. Although, I mean, like, if we got to the point that you'd done all or nearly all of them, I mean, I would love to. In the back of my mind is the idea to keep doing it and kind of try and invite different guests in, like different Agile Ventures members each week to get them involved in the discussion and so on. Yeah, but I mean, I guess is it something like the process of mixing them, shall we say, is that kind of like a passion of yours that you want to spend your whole weekend doing, or is it you feel I guess I'm just it just feels like it's extraordinary investment of time on your part, and I yeah, how do you feel about that, putting all that time into mixing them up?
Well, I'm going to like it, I guess, from like sort of so currently, so it was like I don't want to do this. It's a lot of time. It switched to hey, it's not so bad. So we're at that point right now. It's not exactly that I love it right now because it's still a time investment, but it's sort of it's not so bad. I guess we can do that.
Yeah, I mean, it's the other things that are bouncing around in my head are, so like Mandy Moore, who does Tech Done Right and Greater Than Code. This is her full-time job, right? That she does Monday to Friday, is mixing these things and getting paid for it. I know the guys who do oh gosh, was it Soft Skills Audio? Like one of them does the mixing of it afterwards, and like he's like pushing that out. Yeah, and I mean, you come from a bit of a sort of a music audio background, so you're kind of interested in this area.
Yeah.
I mean, I also noticed Mandy saying she's got one more room for like, mastering one more podcast. But I mean, our entire, her rates are our entire monthly revenue. So,
wait, so one more time, what was that? It was
Mandy just tweeted that she had like space to do one.
No. Yeah, I understand. The rate I was asking about.
Oh, like I think I had spoken to her previously about like how much would it cost for her to do okay, but I now can't see it because interesting. I hadn't realized that the Greater Than Code Slack space is a non-paid one. That's interesting. So I now can't see my conversation with her there in the past. My sense was she was saying it was about like 2,000. Like if you want to get like, let's say, a weekly podcast where she manages the guests and just everything, like full concierge service, was like $2,000 a month. And then I think if it was she just does the mixing, it's like $1,000 a month for a weekly podcast. And yeah, so I was like, that's kind of like, that's pretty much like our entire budget, and would mean me not feeding my kids. So it's not really practical. I mean, and there are these cheaper versions that are the podcast. But I mean, I get the sense you're doing an amazing job with this. Perhaps competing with professionals like Mandy in order to produce these beautiful sounding things. So I'm like, it's wonderful. It's wonderful that you're doing it. Should we then just maybe talk quickly about what's the framework going forward? It feels like you're saying you're kind of getting into it. Do you want to commit to doing more?
Yeah, I think so. I definitely want to at least get the ones that we have in the backlog done.
Sure.
So that's about what, like 6 more?
I think we did 10. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what should be the new deadline for episode 5? Should we set that to be like on a Sunday 2 weeks from now?
Yeah. So I'm getting sort of in the groove of doing them on Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
There is sort of the risk that I put it off until Sunday, like I did a week and a half ago.
And you had the holiday and everything. It's there's no big deal at all. But so should we say the 10th of December?
Right. So of December 8, 9, 10. Yeah, I think. Sorry, what's today?
It's the 30th of November.
The 30th. Yeah, that'll be fun.
Okay.
Yeah. That's exactly.
Yeah, and you sort of over-delivered on the previous one. So let's reset the dead. So we've got now, the next one is, so we'll put in there for December, and we'll drop that down from the 6 month to the 3 month thing.
Yeah.
Okay. And the logo is done and sorted, and that's great. And I guess I'm just going to grab, I think we had new action items, other things that I've failed to do. I didn't mean to delete them. Put them on the back of the action items here. Now, do you have another meeting coming up at 1 o'clock?
Yes, I do.
Okay. So we need to, so yeah, so this one for here is in progress. I'm trying to get to the point where I can put the Medium editor in place that will give us more flexibility to add JavaScript to the static pages. So that's in progress. I'm going to put this, now that Laura did all the Illustrator stuff, I'm going to put that on the back burner. That is done. Those can be deleted, the done ones. This, well, we've still got my set of ideas about different customer user scenarios, but we haven't got time to play around with that today. Yeah, so Federico newsletter, we're going to be talking about that. I don't know if Laura's not here. Sam, so I have actually pushed out new pages. I guess we'll have to wait for Laura to see if that's really had anything going on there. The mentors, Laura, and I think yourself as well, have been running the new members meetings. Were you at the new members meeting on Monday, Federico?
Yes, absolutely, I was. Yeah.
Yes, and how did that go?
So it went really well. I did have the issue with my mic, but I believe everyone like within the actual meeting heard me correctly after adjustment. But the recording did sound a little echoey and choppy. Actually, more like a little choppy, which was unfortunate. But a good attendance. We had like, I think like 5 or 6 people.
Yeah.
And yeah, communicating with them afterward, and yeah, it's really good.
All right.
Yeah.
To continue, fantastic. Yeah. So the Swag purchasing portal. That's actually, we've got options there from Nick, so that's lovely. Let's pop those up there. But I think that's also, we've actually had, you know, a fair few upgrades and new members and so on, and those are the things that we, you know, like totally have, you know, where my focus is. I haven't pushed the semantic plugin to the NHS production thing. I'm waiting for Lars' input on that. So let's get onto this. Yeah, the Google admin thing. So yeah, right. The social admin email thing, blocking the this, the that, and the other. So when you go to admin.google.com, maybe we can see what you see. Yeah, I mean, I'd gone through and I'd recreated all of the, what are they called? Sort of just non-individual emailing addresses as groups, which I then had thought that people going to the groups would be able to see and add themselves to, and that actually was going to be a big step forward over what we had in Gandhi, where people couldn't change. I was like the, you know, blocking step. But you were saying that when you go to the Google admin page and you look at groups, you don't see anything at all.
No, I do. Actually, no, I do not. And it's taking a while here to load. I guess I just have too much open.
And I've got, well, yeah, I could go.
I just was gonna say, yeah, I don't see any of that.
But so
I was.
So I've now explicitly added you to this group, which is social@agileVentures.org. So
yes, and I did test afterward. After I saw that this morning, I did try to send an email to social and I did not get that forwarded. So that,
which is strange. So I mean, I guess the first thing to check is, are you getting emails to Federico at agileventures.org?
yes, that's all fixed now. Thank you.
Yeah. So, but I'll just send one of those. And how are you accessing your Federico at Agile Ventures?
Yeah, so I got that set up already with the password. I got that password all set up, and I do have it on Apple Mail as well. So
okay, yeah. So
everything's back to normal there.
Right.
Yeah.
Great. That's interesting. And so why would you not be getting? So this is test both personal and social. So I'm just sending one from a random other account. I mean, I've made you an owner of the social group as well, but that seems kind of silly. Then there's, so the interesting thing about all this is that now this is right, and then I have to kind of like, there's these like multiple, it's really annoying here. Like I'm logged in as me on this, and so what's the context? Do I have, if I come back to here, I have to be there. The then there's like a whole suite of settings for the individual groups that's a function of the, like through the kind of Google Groups interface. That one can't, social. Okay, access settings here. And then, so which account do I have to be on? Okay, so now I'm here. So we've got this. We can also see, can we see the messages? If I click back there, there we go. So this is the email I just sent to both Federico at agileventures.org and social at agileventures.org. So presumably you should get that on your personal account.
Yes, and good news, finally got that. So that other one that says new test that I sent like after you made that change earlier today, that one I did not get, but the one that you just sent 1 minute ago, I just got. So
right, but that came through you, but I sent that to both you and the social thing.
Oh, never mind. Yeah, never mind. Yeah.
I mean, what I'll do is I'll now send one. We'll put this, so this is just a social. I hope Federico gets this. And then, so here we are. We've got, see, it says here, like, look, on what I've got here, this is the social group. It's got you and I both as owners. It says delivery all email and posting allowed. We've also got the posting permissions set so that anybody can post to social at agileventures.org. So, you know, if we're using it to sign up for things and so on, then that should work. So I just got an email. What did I just get here? Yeah, I got the. Where's it found?
Yes, I got it.
Which email did you just get?
The one that you just sent, Hope, Federico.
Okay, so that was only to social. So you are now receiving emails to social.
Beautiful. Thank you.
So we are unblocked there. I would, I guess what I should do while I'm there is just add Lara to that group as well. Okay.
And how'd you do that, by the way?
Well, so that's from within the Google Groups admin. So, like, if I'm on this page, but can you go to the Google Groups page yourself? So it looks like you're on it in the background there. So if you just go and click on, like, if you're in there, I mean, you can add them in that page there. You're like, or if you just click back onto, like, so you could be adding people there, or if you from groups. This is just like there's a kind of a quick, see where I am. Yeah, if you're on the individual page there, there's like a plus next to some picture of people's heads.
Okay, got it.
So you can add them there. And what I would like to do is get it set up so that people can just browse and add themselves to whichever ones they want to be on. But there's ranges of it. Brent knows this stuff a bit better than I do, and I've just made him an admin of groups as well, and hopefully we will move forward there.
Yeah, so all of this, I did not see any of this before.
Yeah, so maybe, right, that's now as a result of me making you a group admin. We should be able to I thought I'd set all of these to be, or at least some subset of them, to be browsable by the rest of the people in the organization. But yeah, I think I was also thinking that we could offer offer all premium face-to-face people their own AV email account and so on. Anyway, so yeah, so Google Admin, the newsletter, yes, you posted some list of topics.
Right, yeah. So one of those topics was getting okay, so we have, what's today? We have 1 day left for November.
Yep.
I think realistically, we're not going to get it done in November. Which, I don't know, I guess it feels up to try to get it done early in December. Hopefully.
Yeah. Yeah, totally.
And yeah, one of the topics was going to be getting it on iTunes. I did say we have not announced that we're on Stitcher, so I mean, I guess I did sort of say that we could announce that we were on Stitcher. But you know, I don't know. Stitcher's okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I've not heard of it. I mean, I think if we can get it on iTunes and link to iTunes and ask people to be rating it on iTunes, I think that would be to our advantage.
I think it's like 80 to 90% of people use
it. So yeah, I would certainly prioritize and then doing the newsletter once the iTunes thing is done.
Yeah. So right. So that social email was a blog, and so hopefully we'll get on iTunes. Then we can do all these maybe next week. Newsletter, perhaps. Try to.
Yeah.
Should we set a deadline? Maybe that'll work. Maybe not.
Okay. Let's get the iTunes things done, and then we can revisit.
Yeah, let's do that. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just also excited about the idea of being able to load the podcasts onto my iPhone and actually start listening to it as I jog. I've actually managed. I'm now completely up to date with. I've listened to all of the Tech Done Right, Greater Than Code, and Soft Skills Engineering podcasts, and so I've actually got like spare time to listen to other podcasts. And I guess what I'm imagining, it's a shame to have had such a big break with our podcast, but what I'm imagining is if I can listen through all of them, then by the time we get to episode 10, it'll be like, right, here's the next thing, and it's a good feedback loop. Anyway, so yeah, you mentioned that there are SoundCloud limits where, but it sounds like, yeah, we don't have to. There's no action required on this. You've highlighted the issue. We can move on.
Yeah, I mean, there will be action relatively soon necessary, like within the next month.
Okay.
Next couple of weeks. Actually, let's see, the deadline to mix is the 10th. Yeah, so like around that week of the 10th, we should be looking at that.
Okay. Well, we can address. Clearly, we can address that in the next marketing meeting. Yeah. Okay. So then, moving on to my items, we do have. So we have now, I think actually three. We have two premium. We have two premium sponsorships, and we have a premium mob sponsorship going. And I asked in the mentors channel, and we had one good suggestion, but that person was already sponsored. So I'm just thinking that maybe we should be, that could also go in the newsletter. I guess we'll see when we can fill them, but sponsorships available. I was thinking to sort of tweet it and just try and encourage more people to apply for the sponsorship.
Yeah. Do we have any structure there yet? Like application? I think you.
Well, we have an email address, and I ask people to email their resume to the
Okay.
application address. I think one of the key things that we should be considering, one of the key things we should be considering is, will people make use of it?
Right.
It's like it's silly to give a sponsorship to somebody who then doesn't have actually time to take advantage of it. The other one is, I guess, related to disposable income. Like, it would seem odd to give a sponsorship to somebody who was working full time and very well paid, and didn't, compared to somebody who was looking for a job, particularly if they're in a region of the world where they don't have much disposable income relative. So that makes me think about, should we be asking people about that? Also, what's the sunset on those sponsorships? In as much as when people then, as a result, partly of our help and support the premium sponsorship, they go and get jobs. We should have a framework to be able to say to them, okay, that's wonderful. I mean, we've been doing that on an ad hoc basis. So yeah, I mean, does more structure need to be added? The number of sponsorships is such that I'm still just tempted to try and get, I think the advantage of just getting people on them, means that it would be silly to spend too much time putting structure in, like, I guess I could build, an application form that has certain questions. Then we've got the question of, like, do we ask people about how much they earn? Are they in full-time employment? What's the what country are they in? And we work out the GDP. I mean, it's easy to put a load of things in the way that means that we wouldn't actually fill the sponsorships until after the break. But
yeah, I don't have anything to add.
So I'm tempted to at least get people apply, at least get the conversation started, which is to tweet about open sponsorships, and then I can start individual conversations with the people and feel a way forward about those things.
Just sort of related to that one individual that is sponsored will be attending the React Mob, which kind of, I don't know what that means for a sponsorship.
Okay. Me neither. That's what they're supposed to do, I think, if they're, yeah. But this is about people that not people who are currently being sponsored, but that we've now had, we've got people who have been sponsored and got jobs and are now paying their own, will be paying their own way, frees up sponsorships for new people. So
yes, correct.
Yeah. So I'll just mention that we received the first payment from Met Plus. So that's the first payment that we've had on our non-profit basic support framework. So we've got someone taking out our extra level, and that's an exciting step. I noticed that we are also on the hour. We've got, I mean, we haven't run the AV community meeting. We're talking about moving back to Mondays. I guess that's an action item for me to sort that out. We can maybe run it this coming Monday. I guess the main thing we have is new meeting times going forward. We maybe don't even have time to talk about the new meeting times. You were saying that this Phoenix One meeting that you have right now, which is what is a mob, a scrum? What is it?
It's a daily stand-up. It's a live scrum.
Okay, right. So it's your sort of, yeah. Okay, I remember now.
Well,
and so you're talking about moving the time of it.
Yeah, we didn't really get anywhere on that. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I guess
maybe next week. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think probably the resolution of this meeting is, of this item, sorry, is the AV marketing meeting will continue at this time next week, unless we explicitly decide before then to change it. And yeah, you should go off and do your Phoenix One live meeting now.
Yeah. I mean, we can tick off your items. We can try to.
I think they're kind of, I mean, they're covered in as much as we talked to people about that. yeah, we need to set up the new AV community meeting. It's been very pleasing to have people upgrade to Premium Mob. We've got Ben started the Premium Mob and he had a trial of face-to-face and Mob, which was lovely. And I've had a couple of upgrades from Mob to face-to-face and a new face-to-face person, all off the back of running the trials of the Premium face-to-face and using the new calendaring appointment system. So that's, I mean, who knows? I mean, we've also had, people sort of cancelling and retiring at the same time. I think we're a little bit ahead on the game, but yeah, if we can keep the momentum going, we start to move towards a situation of critical mass where there's just a lot more pairing and mobbing and everything going on, and the community is more active and everybody gets a benefit, really. So, fingers crossed.
Yep.
And it's Federico. Yeah, I mean, how are you're doing the free mobs, the Phoenix ones? Are they looking like they might end in 10 days or another month, or what's the deal there?
So today we're on presents. I don't know. I see maybe another 2 weeks or so.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
cool. Well, and you're doing an amazing job there. Again, as with the podcast, I worry about you taking on too much, but you're not bound by these things. And my main instruction to you is to make sure that you find time to relax and you don't push yourself too hard.
Yeah, don't worry about that. I find time to relax, not do heavy stuff.
All right.
Same advice to you.
Right back at you. Thanks. Well, Federico, you should go off and start your next meeting. I was just going to say to Nick, thanks so much for your suggestions at the beginning of the meeting. Did you have any questions about anything else that we were talking about, or?
Well, I don't know what is sponsorship, about what it is, so I didn't get the idea. But...
Yeah, so as you know, of course, very excited to have Nick as a new premium member. We, sort of one of the things that we have to help kind of make the charity sustainable and pay for the servers, and then also pay for some staff costs is core contracting. Is we have these different levels of premium, with different benefits associated. So I think Premium Mob, which is for people to attend the private mobbing sessions, and then face-to-face, premium face-to-face is for people to get one-on-one pairing sessions with mentors. So then now, of course, we've got members from all around the globe, and for some people, this is a lot of money. We do have a sponsorship framework where people can apply to be sponsored at one of these different levels. I mean, there's also an even higher Premium Plus level, so we do have some people who are sponsors, who usually most of them they're based in the US, and they have a bit of a disposable income that they're putting into pay for other people's premium.
Okay.
And so we've had that going. Actually, our first sponsee was here, and she has now got she graduated from boot camp. We helped her out. She got is now full-time programming a job. She also wrote this blog about the experience, which is a wonderful thing, and she talks very positively about the experience of Agile Ventures and how the premium thing helped her into the kind of job that she's in now. We've actually, partly off the back of that and other things, so we're starting to have more sponsored positions available that we can offer to people who are, for whom the
okay, yeah, I get it.
Yeah, you get the idea. So we're actually in this is a new situation for us, where we have kind of actually 3 open sponsorships, and we're looking for people to give them to. And so I had this idea last night of like, oh right, well we should sort of maybe put that on social media and encourage more people to apply for the sponsored positions, and then get the support through the framework as that you're experiencing yourself at the moment.
Cool. Yeah. Like the idea. Yeah, I get it now.
Cool. Yeah. Anything else at all? Any other thoughts or questions or ideas?
Nope.
That's all good. And well, thank you so much for joining. It's great to, that's one of the things we do here is we try and make it as open as possible so everybody can see what's going on. Yeah, Federico, you're still here. I'm surprised that you're not starting the meeting that you've got.
Well, yeah, I wanted to make sure we wrapped it up nicely.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's a wrap then. Yeah, go on.
Cool. Nothing else from me. Good to see you, Nick. Hope to see you next week, maybe. And see you guys.
All right.
Bye.
Bye for now.
See you.
Cheers.